Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Madeline Singas,
I, Madeline Singas,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the State of New York,
that I will support the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the Office of District Attorney of the County of Nassau
the duties of the Office of District Attorney of the County of Nassau,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God. Friends, colleagues, Republicans, Democrats, diner owners, and Islander fans, thank you very much. Thank you and welcome to my big fat Greek inauguration. I've been waiting to say that, so thank you. What an incredible day, really. What a beautiful moment for me and my family. I'm so touched and I'm so honored. And I would not be standing here today without so many of you in this room. And I'm tempted to thank all of you, but I know that you braved the weather and the traffic. And I'll tell you another joke about my dad. When we decided to move out to Nassau County to raise our family, Theo and I, my father was trying to convince us not to go. He was like, why would you want to leave Astoria? He couldn't understand why we would go. And I said, it's okay, Dad, it's not that far. You can drive and see us. He goes, I'm not coming there. And all of you know my dad know that he would say it just that way. And I said, well, why not? And he said, the traffic. And I said, there's no traffic. So I think today is his little way of saying, oh yeah, there's traffic. So that was his way of saying he's with us. Against all the pundits, against all political wisdom, against all the naysayers, here I am. I'm going to single out a few people, so I hope you'll indulge me. First, the Chief Judge of the State of New York, Janet DiFiore. I mean, really, what a thrill for me to receive the oath from a woman who I admire so much. From afar, even before I was privileged enough to call her a friend. She was a prosecutor whose voice was always one filled with integrity, and in pragmatism, honesty, and of hope. In a field of so many district attorneys throughout this state who are so excellent, the Chief Judge always distinguished herself. She was always ready to tackle our most difficult criminal justice issues. It's such a privilege for me to have her here with me today. I can't wait to see the meaningful work that she will do to assure all New Yorkers access to our courts and equal protection under the law. So thank you, Janet. I know Senator Schumer was here and he had to leave, but I thank him for coming and saying those great words, and what a great leader. Attorney General Schneiderman, it was my privilege to stand with you the other day, and it will be my privilege to work with you as we take on the big issues. We are fortunate to have, as the people's lawyer, someone with the tenacity and the vision to do the work and to assure us that we can live productive lives in a place where government works for us and not against us. So thank you. Thank you, Bishop Sebastian. Thank you so much for being here. What an honor for me and my family that you're with us. Rabbi Klein, thank you as well. Thanks for being here. To all the other clergy, I see some of you in the room. The Nassau County Police Department, Color Guard, and Pipe Band, they were fabulous, and I recognize so many of them from working on cases. They're not only great musicians, they're damn good detectives. The Freeport High School Select Chorale, how fabulous were they? Excellent. Boy Scout Troop 544 and our greeters from Jack and Jill, and you should know that 3 prosecutors in my office have children in the choir, in the Boy Scouts, and greeters at Jack and Jill, so I'm sure we made 3 prosecutors very happy. So thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Dana, for giving us your children and letting them miss homework for tonight. No homework. Our MC, Oscar Michelin. Oh. He's funny and he's smart, and he's the only guy who could get away with reading from case law. Thank you, Oscar. I need to acknowledge 2 district attorneys who paved the way for me. One of them, Judge Brown. Thank you, Judge Brown. I started my career under Judge Brown's watchful eye, and it's under his watchful eye that I took the oath. I have so much respect and love for you, Judge. Thank you for everything that you taught me about how to be compassionate towards victims, and most importantly, what it meant to work completely in the service of others. So thank you. And Congresswoman Kathleen Rice, who I wouldn't be standing here without, she's unfortunately ill. She's been running back and forth doing important work in Washington, but I thank her for the opportunities that she gave me, for the faith that she put in me. And I'm so proud to be standing here. I thank her for the level of support she gave me throughout my career and throughout my campaign. So thank you, Kathleen. You know, the staff of the district attorney's office, raise your hand. Come on, prosecutors and support staff. Look at these guys. I'm so proud to work with you every single day, and all of you do the tough work. All of you are called out in the middle of the night, no overtime. All of you are called out to crime scenes, to write search warrants, to lead investigations. Your integrity and your hard work make me look good. So thank you, and I look forward with all of you to building the best prosecutor's office in the state. So thank you. I would like to thank my partners in law enforcement, Commissioner Crumpter, thank you for being here, and thank you for all the support that you've given me. Chief Skrnicki, thank you as well. I think Chief Bermudez was here, Chief McGowan from Hempstead. We don't do the work alone, and we couldn't do it without the support of our fantastic law enforcement officers. So without them investigating the crime and ensuring that our children can grow up in a place of hope, I wouldn't be standing here as well. So thank you. You know, I said it over and over during the campaign that I'm a prosecutor and I'm not a politician. But, you know, as my sister said, my parents didn't raise a fool. So I knew that I had to surround myself with the best political minds if I wanted to enter this very political process so I could get to this very apolitical place. So I'd like to thank the people who came out early for me, despite, again, all odds. So Jay Jacobs, thank you very much. Jay and Tom, thank you for taking a chance on a neophyte and giving me all the resources of the party. Thank you for your advice and counsel, and thank you to the Nassau County Democrats, because what a phenomenal job everyone did. Just knocking on doors, getting the vote out. I'm so tremendously thankful for all the work that you've done. So thank you to the Nassau Democrats. Thank you to the Nassau Republicans and the Nassau Independents who crossed party lines, because I wouldn't have won had that not happened. I'd like to thank them for recognizing that this office demanded someone with the skill set and the expertise, that experience did matter when it came to electing a district attorney. So thank you for all your votes. My friends in labor, again, phenomenal, and so many of my aunts and uncles are here who came to this country, and one of the first things that they did was join a union, and that enabled them to have work and buy their homes and educate their children. So thank you to the labor movement. I will never forget those who stood with me at the beginning. Thank you. Now, of course, most of all, I want to thank my family, and I'm going to try to get through this without getting emotional because, as my sister said, I am a hard-nosed prosecutor, so let's try this. Of course, I woke up this morning and all I could think about was how wonderful it would be if my parents were here to witness this, because this is amazing. But I often don't think about them and think about loss. I think about how fortunate I was to have two such remarkable people in my life who gave me love and support and nurtured me 1,000% and taught me how to believe in myself and how to believe in others and trust others. So I'm so grateful to them. I know they're here. I know they're watching. And to my aunts and uncles who are all here, now you're going to have to indulge me because I'm going to speak to them in Greek because they don't understand. And someone's going to have to translate all these great things that people have said about me to them. So, θείες και θείοι, σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ για την αγάπη που μου δώσατε. I see my aunt crying. Και για όλες τις δυνάμεις που μου προσφέρατε. Σας αγαπώ πάρα πολύ. Ευχαριστώ. Now, I wish everyone in this room could spend some time with them because they are such remarkable people. They came here from the rugged landscape of northern Greece where they didn't have running water and they didn't have electricity. And yet they built these amazing lives, and they are people who are so full of hope, and they are some of the most generous and kind people that I know, despite the hardships that they endured. So we still celebrate every holiday together. As those of you know, there's about 60 of us at my house for Thanksgiving. So everyone, next year, please join us. And the fact that I'm here and my sister and all my cousins were proof that this is the greatest country in the world. My sister Effie, thank you so much. It was so eloquent and so beautiful, and she was nervous because she said, I don't like to speak in front of people. Well, you'd never know. It was fantastic. And the way I like to say I'm a lawyer for the people. My sister is a doctor for the people. Just ask the first probably 15 rows, every one of them is Effie's their doctor. And it doesn't matter, they'll call in the middle of the night, on the weekends. The service that Effie gives to all of us, the most amazing doctor, the most amazing sister. What she doesn't say is everything that I overcame, she overcame just as much and more because she was in medical school trying to deal with very difficult medical decisions that we were making daily with my mother's care, and my sister handled it, and I'm so proud of her, so thank you, F. Demi and Billy. Look, I know I'm biased, but are they not the best looking kids? I'm so proud of you, and I love you so much. This whole election they handled with such grace and maturity. They were there with me every stop, everywhere we went. They had so much patience for me when I had little patience for them. So I am so proud of the young adults that they are, and I can't wait to see what the future brings them. Thank you. And Theo, now, look, he should stand right here because I think all of you know that the amount of support that I receive from my husband every single day, it didn't matter if I was a young assistant going out to crime scenes or trying cases or running for district attorney. The self-sacrifice that he has endured for me to stand here is just unbelievable. Like I saw him cringe a little when Senator Schumer said the Singas family. Because he's been called Mr. Singas, you know. It's Theo Apostolou, that's him. You know, he never doubted that I would win from the first moments, and He would read things in the paper, and people would say, oh, it's, not outside the realm of science fiction that you'll win. And he would just, it didn't bother him, and he kept me going. And, he's such a charmer. I think all of you that know Theo know that. I mean, he could charm a rattlesnake. So he was my secret weapon, and everywhere I went, I brought Theo, and people fell in love with him. And he could turn around any room. So I'm so grateful. I'm so lucky that my husband is in my life. I can honestly say that he is the kindest and most generous man that I have ever known. So thank you, honey. So just a few minutes ago, as I took that oath, I was really overwhelmed with so many emotions, just gratitude and honor. I'm so proud to be standing here representing the people of Nassau County. From the first time that I said Madeline Singas for the people, as a young, inexperienced attorney in Judge Brown's office, to every time that I will say it now as the District Attorney of Nassau County, I know that I speak for the people, all of the people. It is such an honor and such a privilege for me to say that. And I know also that that voice comes with enormous power that must be used with enormous restraint. I live my professional principles, and I know that I am here to make sure that everyone receives the protection of the law and that everyone is treated equally and fairly. I know that with my actions, so many people's lives can be impacted, for the better and for the worse. People often ask me, what is the best quality that a prosecutor can have? And I always say, I believe it's courage. Now, for most of our days, we do our jobs, and it doesn't call into our courageousness. We prosecute crimes, whether someone is selling drugs or driving drunk or breaking into your home or robbing or assaulting you. Those decisions, those cases don't really call for a prosecutor's courage. They call for her sense of fair play and accountability, for sure. And I'm here to say that we will continue bringing those cases. Because if you are a resident of Nassau County, I will do everything I can to help protect you. And if someone hurts a resident in Nassau County, I will do everything I can to prosecute them. But there are so many other cases that aren't so easily defined, where it's not so clear what's right or wrong. So many cases live in the gray for us. That's when a prosecutor's courage comes into play. You have to have the courage to take on the status quo. You have to have the courage to take on business as usual. You have to have the courage to bring the prosecutions, regardless of the defendant has a title, wears a uniform, is someone who's respected and well-liked. You have to have the courage to bring those prosecutions, to bring prosecutions where women and children are abused and trafficked. You have to have courage to bring those cases, knowing that your chances of success are slim, and knowing that families may be torn apart during your prosecution. It also takes courage to not bring cases. It takes courage to say, we will not continue this investigation and we will not continue this prosecution. It takes courage to say, when I apply the law and the evidence, there's nothing here. Despite pressure to do something and despite pressure or harm to a community or to an individual, it takes courage. When I need that courage, those are the times that I reflect upon the fortitude and integrity I was raised with. And those are the times that I call upon my 24 years of experience, talking to victims and defendants, defense attorneys and prosecutors, police officers and judges. I'm so proud of the work that we have done at the Nassau County District Attorney's Office, but we have much more work to do. We will continue to combat violent crimes, and we will continue to dismantle the gangs that are robbing our youth of their future and terrorizing our communities. We will take illegal guns off the street, and along with my law enforcement partners, we will smash the iron pipeline. One of the saddest days for me last year was when I attended a funeral of a 12-year-old girl, and I vow to you that I will do everything I can to make sure that our children are safe in their homes and in their schools and in their neighborhoods. We will work to make sure that we rid this county of the heroin scourge. So many people are suffering in our communities. If drug dealers are killing our family members, then they will be prosecuted. At the same time, we will offer hope and treatment, real treatment, effective treatment to the people who are in the throes of addiction, because together we can beat this. And nothing is more important for my administration than to take on the public corruption in our government. Those that think they can abuse their position of trust, exploit the taxpayers, or manipulate the government for their own process and their own profit must think twice. Every crime against the public trust, no matter how insignificant, corrodes our faith in government and corrupts our very institutions. I will follow the law without fear and without favor. I often said on the campaign trail, and I say it here today, I stand here because of what I know, not who I know. My independence will never be compromised, and I assure you that I will bring the cases that we need to bring to make sure that our government is working for us. Because I have prosecuted cases for 24 years, I know that we can't do it in isolation, that we need our law enforcement partners. We are most efficient when our law enforcement partners are working with us and our partners on the federal level. When we engage with our families, with our clergy, with our educators, we are at our best. And we can do more with more accountability, with more transparency, and with more credibility. And because for many years I have prosecuted the worst among us, murderers and rapists and robbers, I know that crime prevention is the key to our success moving forward. We must continue educating our children about the dangers of guns and the dangers of drugs. We must continue working with our young offenders so that we can replace jail cells with classrooms, so that we can trade self-loathing and futility for respect and hope for the future. It takes courage to give offenders a second chance, and it takes courage to look at our convictions and give them a second look so that we can make sure that no one has been innocently convicted. Now, you can count on me to do as I have done for 24 years. I will fight for justice every day for everyone, regardless if you are a victim or a defendant, regardless of where you live or where you were born, regardless of who you know, what party you belong to, or how much money you make, regardless of your gender or your age, your religion or your race, who you love, or the color of your skin. I am so grateful for the confidence this community has bestowed, has given me, so that I can do this critically important work. Thank you so much for this honor. God bless you. God bless America.